Hi, I'm Joshua Treviño, Senior Fellow for Western Hemisphere at the AFPI's Western Hemisphere Initiative. We're here in Casco Viejo in the old city of Ciudad Panama in Panama, just a few miles from the Panama Canal itself, which is in that direction over there, to talk about things of great concern to the United States right now. Many Americans have heard President Trump talk about the Panama Canal, his desire to ensure its security, and frankly, his desire to have America repossess it in the past several months. And so part of the reason we're down here is to have conversations about that. We're talking with policymakers, opinion makers, individuals concerned with security matters, all about what the security of the Panama Canal means and how we can ensure it as we come to the middle of the 21st century. This is no small matter for the United States. The Panama Canal is one of the world's essential waterways. It is a hemispheric choke point, and it is an American constructed wonder of the world, a technological wonder of the world that the United States must continue to have access to, and that the United States continues to play a role by treaty in ensuring the security of. And so that's something that is of tremendous importance to any of us who are concerned with common security, a common prosperity, and a common future for our hemisphere. Now, in talking about the Panama Canal and in talking about the fate of Panama itself, we are bounded by a lot of history. The city behind me, Casco Viejo, has centuries of history behind it. And so this Isthmian passage between the oceans is not a new phenomenon at all. What is historically new about it, of course, is the canal itself. And it was the American role in actually incepting the independence of Panama and finalizing the construction of the canal, which finally opened in 1914, that really brought about the prosperous Panama that we have today. And one thing that's very striking, especially for those of us who work in Western Hemispheric issues, in regional issues, and in Latin American issues, is how well Panama has actually done for itself as a consequence both of the American inheritance. Of course, there was a formal American presence here for 85 years, actually. And so from Panamanian independence all the way over to the final handover of American bases and what was left of the Canal Zone on December 31st, 1999. And Panama has flourished since then. I can tell you firsthand that one of the things that's very impressive coming in is the concentration of capital here in Panama City. It truly is a crossroads for the world, and you have to credit the Panamanians for having been fruitful stewards of the legacy that was bequeathed to them but by the United States as a consequence of the Carter-Torrijos treaties of 1977. That being said, the American formal absence since then has resulted in some bad actors coming into the region. We've had a lot of Chinese activity. There is a lot of commercial activity from what I would describe as unfriendly actors here in Panama. And so that's something that the Trump administration has rightly raised as a concern. There's a reason that Secretary Rubio's first trip was out here to Panama following Inauguration Day on January 20th. And so, we continue to be concerned about it, but I'll tell you what, the good news is that the Trump administration's action has focused attention here in really positive ways. The Panamanians with whom we've spoken have evinced a real desire to work with the United States, to work with President Trump to address a lot of the security issues. So I think that unlike some of the other trouble spots in the hemisphere, I'm thinking especially of Mexico, that there is reason for rational optimism in Panama. So we'll see. History is contingent, but things seem to be moving in the right direction, and we have to credit the change in leadership at the very top in the United States since January 20th primarily for that. Of course, the America First Policy Institute is going to remain closely involved in all of this as we go. We're going to be proposing policy solutions. We're going to be providing analysis and in-depth insight into what's happening both in Panama and around the hemisphere. And so I invite you to look forward to what the AFPI Western Hemisphere Initiative has to offer in the weeks, months, and years to come. This is Joshua Treviño from Ciudad Panama, signing off.